The next type of prompt is for code generation, or writing code, whether it's JavaScript, T-SQL, Python, C++, CSS, whatever your favorite language is, we've got you covered here. To let the model know that you want to write code, you can use code comments like here, the hashtags, and we're asking it to write some Python 3 code. So we want to calculate the mean distance between an array of points. Over on the right, you'll see that I've dialed my temperature back to 0 because I really don't want a lot of variety here. I just want actual working code. So let's submit this and get it started on the Python code for us. And you'll see that it stopped here kind of in the middle of our code. So if you ever have that happen where you're getting incomplete answers, it's probably because of the maximum length over here. So if you hover over this, this controls the number of tokens that are being generated. And you'll see that one token is roughly 4 characters in English text. So I've got mine set to just 100, which is obviously not enough for this code. So I would need to bump that up to something higher. It's also important to note that this is how you're charged. So going out to the pricing page and scrolling down, pricing is different for each model. We're currently using Chat GPT 3.5 Turbo, so it won't cost you a fortune, but just know that as you're dialing up the maximum number there, that will incur additional charges. But back to our example, I could increase the length here to 500, start this prompt again, and then I should get the completed code. Another thing you can do with code is get the model started by using an open curly brace. So here we're starting the function, giving it a descriptive name so it would know the functionality that we're trying to get here, and then saying, okay, GPT, you take it from here after this open curly brace. So let's see this one in the playground. I'll hit submit. And here we go. It's writing us some code to validate a web address. We've got our regex and so on. Another way you can use comments is with the triple quotes like this. Here we're saying, I want you to generate some code from the instructions in the quotes. And then here I'm going to get you started with query equals. So an example of writing SQL code. We've got the query equals here. Let's submit. And there's our select statement. Here's another example, this time for data generation. Here we've got this in the triple quotes. And out in the playground, let's see what we get here. So here it's writing code for us. Now we didn't specifically tell it that we wanted code, right? We just said, here's 3 things I want you to do. But because we have this in triple quotes, it knows to write the code. If we were to get rid of these, and I'll just give it a list of things to do here, and submit. Here's just giving us text names and no code. And I'll cancel that. So it's the triple quotes that are the magic for the code. Just a couple more examples around code. You can use this to convert or translate code between 2 languages, like here from JavaScript to Python, and then we're getting it started at the end with Python:. Let's see what we get here. And it's giving us the Python code. We saw earlier that you can use a model to explain things, and code is no exception. Here we're using comments again, saying this is my function, and then comments at the end asking what does this function do. This can be super helpful if you're taking over somebody else's code base, or you found some code on Stack Overflow or something, and you need an explanation. And finally, a favorite of mine, you can use it to fix bugs in your code. So let's say that you know there's some bugs in your code, you get an error when you ran it or something like that, you can just ask the model to fix your code. So here we're using delimiters to mark the major sections of this ask, the hashtags. So fix bugs in the below function, then I've got 3 hashtags for the buggy Python code, and then the fixed Python code, basically getting it started. So let's see how this does. And it's giving us updated code. You can also paste in errors that you get when you run your code and just say, why is this error happening? Can you fix it? And it'll fix your code for you, which is pretty amazing.